EPVP. Yes, I have really stood this all this time. Alright, so I'm going to be going over from 3 main categories on why you should play Yeeps PvP a lot. The categories are going to be simple, easy. They're going to be categories that will be explained later in the video because I'm not going to tell you and just spoil you, bro. So with that out of the way, let's just start with the first and foremost category. First off, we have to explain the term of what Yeeps PvP is. Yeeps PvP is a player versus player limited weapons battle. You fight against other players that have movesets that are used to their disposal. And it's not like Battlegrounds game where they have a set moveset. You can actually make your own depending on what you want. So if you want, let's say you want bats and banjos, you can use those. If you want bats and pellet guns, you can use those. Pretty much you're just supposed to make a moveset that's more to your liking. That's pretty much what this is. So the first category I'm going to get into is going to be the overall combat of the game. The combat of this game is kind of janky. Sometimes it's mostly ping dependent. Sometimes it's mostly like client side dependent. But you are expected to have more of ping dependent, if anything. But that does not stop you from playing the game normally. You can use bats to fling people. You can use banjos to fling people. You can use pelicans to fling people. You have 2 ways of killing somebody. Flinging them into spikes or killing them by getting rid of the cotton. Which, if you play Yeeps, you know you need cotton to use items. So you have to be very conservative. So that's why some weapons are high risk, high reward. That's why some weapons are mostly the safest option. Now, naturally, this would seem like nothing. But then you have to take into account that you could literally do a scene change in under 10 seconds. I want you to imagine you're fighting someone, and then they knock you off the bridge onto flat ground. And then you get knocked off of that into the basement. Now you're fighting in an area that is like 2 floors below where you were fighting earlier. Yeah, I know, it's kind of crazy. Like, it can happen. All right, now I'm going to start talking about the weapons and which one would most likely fit your play style and why you should use them. That's pretty much what I'm supposed to do, right? The weapons you can use in general is what makes it interesting. I'm going to talk about them all one by one because I'm really not going to talk about all of them all at once. That's going to be kind of boring. And they're all going to have their special segments, special jokes, combos that I would most likely use them with. You know, just the basics, All right, let's get into it, I guess. So pelicans seem to have this really uncanny thing where if you just stare at them, they magically shoot you. I have no idea how it happened. So pelicans are actually a really cool weapon in my opinion, since you can do so much stuff. It is most effectively used at range. That's why you never see a pelican user ever try to come in contact with you. And if they happen to come in contact with you, it's because they know you're most likely going to die. So, I mean, might as well just embarrass you at that point. Pelicans are meant to play range. They aren't meant to play aggressive. If they play aggressive, they are most likely not a pelican user. They're most likely just trying it out, trying to see what they like the best. But if you know a real pelican user, you would know that they mostly like to play their range. They mostly don't want to come in contact with you. If they do, it's maybe personal, maybe kind of personal. Some combos I like to do with pelican is banjo and pelican. It is really simple. You use the banjo for quick effective damage or for extra knockback, and you use the pelican for quick but less damage. So pretty much the pelican is supposed to be used to effectively just pelt at your enemy and knock them back. The banjo is supposed to be used to either A, kill them, or B, just deal extra knockback. The banjo is not supposed to be a main weapon used. Another fan favorite that is also annoying is pelicans and freeze balls. The reason they are mostly known is because you freeze them, you shoot them, they go flying into spikes, since you have no gravity when you're frozen, leading it to pretty quick and easy kills. It is mostly used effectively when you're in close range, as if you were to do a double shot, all shots will most likely land. Yeah, that's why it's annoying, though. yeah, that's honestly why it's annoying. So if you really like playing range, you don't really like getting impersonal and getting up close in combat, then Pelican is most definitely for you. Pelican is most definitely your go-to.